Ever get that feeling? Like kind of like you're standing on the edge of something new, but you're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
It's a strange kind of limbo,
Yeah.
exciting and unsettling all at once.
Right.
And that, my friend, is the essence of stick season. It's a feeling Noah Kahan captures, I think, with incredible honesty in his song of the same name. So today we're taking a deep dive into this really cool article by Hugh from Zephyr Hill Music. It's on Medium.
Oh, yeah.
And it really dissects the meaning behind this super evocative term and explores why it resonates so deeply with so many of us.
Yeah, what's fascinating about stick season is that it's so deeply rooted in a specific place, Vermont to be exact.
Yeah.
It refers to that period, between the vibrant hues of fall and the first snowfall of winter.
Okay.
So imagine, picture this, bare branches against a gray sky, a stark landscape. It's just stripped bare.
Okay, yeah, I can picture it. And the article talks about how even if you've never actually experienced a Vermont winter, the imagery just hits you on a visceral level. Right.
Because it taps into a universal feeling, that visual of emptiness, of waiting. That becomes a metaphor for the emotional stick seasons we all experience throughout our lives.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's so true. And we have just the article to help us unpack that. So let's dig in. First things first, what exactly is stick season?
Well, according to the article, it's more than just a drab landscape. It's a state of transition, kind of a pause between chapters.
Okay.
Think about it this way. After, that exuberance of summer and the fiery beauty of fall, everything goes quiet. Nature takes a step back.
Yeah.
And we're left with this stark, minimalist backdrop.
It's like the world is holding its breath.
Yeah.
And that can feel unsettling, but also kind of hopeful, like something new is about to begin.
Exactly. And that's where the emotional resonance comes in. I mean, the article emphasizes that even though the term is geographically specific, it resonates with people who've never even seen a Vermont winter. Why is that? Why do you think that is?
Yeah, why?
Because we all experience periods of waiting, of uncertainty, of feeling stuck between what was and what will be.
Those times when we're shedding old layers but haven't quite stepped into the new ones.
Right.
Like graduating from college, ending a relationship, starting a new job. Those in-between spaces where we're filled with this strange mix of anticipation and maybe even a little dread.
Yeah, for sure.
And the article points out how brilliantly Kahan captures this feeling, and it's not just through his lyrics but through the actual structure of the song.
Oh, interesting.
It's almost like the music itself is going through a stick season,
Yeah, that's such a good observation.
Hmm.
The author highlights those short, almost fragmented phrases that pop up between verses and choruses, like, and I am, and they're like these snapshots of thought, just raw and unfiltered.
It's like we're hearing those internal monologues, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all have them.
Yeah.
During those transitional periods where things are just jumbled in your brain and you haven't quite formed coherent sentences about what you're going through.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it goes beyond just telling a story. He's pulling us into the emotional landscape of stick season, like through the music itself.
Totally.
Those fragmented phrases, the way the song ebbs and flows,
Yeah.
it all mirrors those feelings of being in limbo,
Yeah.
just caught between what was and what will be.
It makes me think about how those in-between phases, they aren't always linear, are they?
Right.
Sometimes we cycle back to old thoughts, old patterns. It's like the bare branches of a tree, seemingly still, but underneath there's this quiet hum of life waiting to burst forth again.
That's a beautiful analogy.
Thanks.
And it speaks to the cyclical nature of stick season, both literally and metaphorically. The article mentions how the song's structure, with its repetition and recurring themes, reflects that cyclical nature. Like just when you think you're breaking free, you get pulled back into that familiar feeling of uncertainty.
Ugh, yeah. I hate that. But there's something almost comforting in that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Knowing that these emotional seasons they're just a part of life. We all go through them.
Absolutely. Recognizing the cyclical nature of these experiences can really help us navigate them with a little more grace, I think.
Totally.
Instead of resisting those stick season feelings, we can acknowledge them, sit with them, and trust that just like spring always follows winter, a period of growth and renewal will inevitably come.
It's so true. Gosh, this has been such an eye-opening conversation. I feel like I have a whole new perspective, not just on the song, but on those in-between periods we all experience.
It's really amazing how a deeper understanding of a seemingly simple concept like stick season can unlock so much like insight into ourselves and our relationship with the world around us.
Totally. And speaking of the world around us, the article also touches on how stick season isn't just an individual experience. There's a collective aspect to it as well, right?
Right. That's a really interesting point. Just as nature goes through its own stick season, so do societies and cultures.
Yeah.
Think about periods of political upheaval, economic recession, even global pandemics.
Yeah, yeah.
These are all collective stick seasons where the old ways of being are kind of being shed and we're collectively waiting for what comes next.
Wow. Yeah, when you put it that way, it's like those times of collective uncertainty, they can feel, I don't know, daunting,
Yeah.
but also strangely unifying at the same time. It's
Right.
like we're all in this stick season together, figuring things out as we go.
Exactly. And just as on a personal level, those collective stick seasons can be opportunities for reflection, for growth, for reimagining the world we want to live in.
It makes you wonder, how does understanding the deeper meaning of stick season change how we listen to Kahan's song? How does it hit different?
That's a great question. And the article touches on this as well. It suggests that by recognizing the universality of this experience, by understanding the layers of meaning embedded in the term stick season, we can listen to the song with a newfound appreciation for its depth and complexity.
Like, it's not just a catchy tune about a specific time and place, right?
Right.
It's like a reflection on the human condition.
Exactly. It becomes an anthem for those in-between moments.
Right.
A reminder that we're not alone in feeling lost or uncertain or stuck.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into stick season, what's the one takeaway you hope listeners will carry with them?
I think the most powerful message here is that those stick season phases, whether personal or collective, they're not something to fear. They're a natural part of the cycle of life, and they often precede periods of immense growth and transformation.
So the next time you find yourself in a stick season, maybe you're feeling uninspired, restless, unsure of what's next,
Yeah.
just try to embrace that space.
Right.
See it as an opportunity to reflect, to shed old layers, and to prepare for the new season that's just around the corner.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. And maybe, just maybe, put on a little Noah Kahan to soundtrack the journey. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive into the fascinating world of ideas. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those brains buzzing.